Hello and welcome back to episode 4. In the last episode we created a form and we validated it with some JavaScript, and in this episode what we're going to do is we're going to try and clean it up a little bit. The reason we need to do that is because we're using a lot of repeated code, and we want to try and put that into variables, and we've got functions that are doing multiple different things, so what we need to do is try and extract that out into multiple functions so that each function is only doing one task at a time. So let's take a look at that and see where we left off. So we've got our form here. We won't be working on that, it's just the JavaScript we'll be looking at. So what you can see here is we've got an absolute sea of document get element by IDs. So what we're going to do, to avoid repeating ourselves all the time, is we're going to take these and we're going to create variables, so that's name. Let's var name, do that. Now what we can do is every time we need to reference that, we can just put name.value and then name.className here. And then we're doing it again down here, so instead of doing document get element by ID again, we just do that and it references that, which references document get element by ID from up here. So let's just do this for all of these, so we'll take that one out of here. What was that, the name error? So we'll just call it var name error equals that, put a semicolon in, and now we can just say name error dot inner HTML, and again down here. There we go. So anytime we want to do anything with this element, we just have to reference name error and then say what we want to do with it. So let's do that. Let's just continue on with this. So we've got validate number field. So we'll put our variables here instead of at the top because that's part of this. So we'll get number. So var number. If I can type, there we go. Including that array here, we'll explain arrays later on. So anytime we're referencing number, we're just going to say use this variable. We're not doing it there, in here, and then in here again, and then again for number error. So that's been used twice. So what we'll do is we'll for number error. And you only really need to do this if it's been used more than once. If you come across a situation where it's only been used once, then you might not need to do that. So let's I think all of our ones here though are being used more than once, apart from this one, counter. Yeah, we don't really need to do that with counter because it's only been used in that one place. So let's take the comment here, var comment, or semicolon in, just put a space in there just so we know what's going on. So there we go, we had it there, we had it here where we're getting value, here again, and then here again. Right, and now we've got a problem here. So this is get element by class name number. I've already got this though in a previous function. So we've defined number here in a different function. Now if we were to define this again, it could cause problems. The best way to deal with this is to make it a global variable, and the way we do that is by taking it out of this function here and then sticking it right at the top here. Well, I mean, it could actually be anywhere, but we'll stick it at the top. So now it's a global variable, so this is now available to all of these functions. So if we just yeah, so we've got it declared down. It'll still be available here, but we want to use it here as well. Oh, nope, and then number.value, just copy that, and then again here, document get elements by class name, number.value. So that's a lot cleaner. And let's just make sure this still works. So let's run this, just take that there. So if we run this, it doesn't work. Let's see what we've got here. Unexpected. What is that, line 20? I'm not used to using Firefox here. I usually use Chrome. Is that line 20? I think that means line 20. Nope. It won't be line 20, it'll be line 52 then, will it? Yeah, here it is, here. Okay, so number.value. Let's try that again. Hopefully we won't fail this time. There we go. Not empty. Let's do that again, and then between 1 and 10. And then it passes. Okay, good. Right, so that was our first problem. Let's get rid of that. Our second problem is this validate form method. It's doing multiple things. What it's doing is it's saying here, is the name value empty? And then down here, it's validating the numbers. So what we need to do is we need to split these into two different functions and then call both of those functions from this validate form function here. So what we can do is we can create a function for the check empty, so check empty, and then what we'll do is we'll just literally just take this out of here and then plonk it into here. And because the event's only getting passed there, we need to call that, we need to pass that down, so just call our check empty, and we'll pass our event down one more level, just like we did here. So there we go, that's now got access to that again. And we'll do the same for this. We'll just call it valid number, so valid number. Again, you can call your functions whatever you like. I'm not claiming to be the best at naming these. Pass our event like we did the last time. Let's take this space out here and make it neat. And then function valid number. Paste that in there, put our event in, and there we have it. So now when validate form gets called, it's going to say run check empty and then run valid number. Now where this is handy is, say we wanted to have this check empty work for multiple elements. We could say to pass down the class name. Let's just give an example of this. We're not actually going to do it, but so say we wanted to check the if the comment was empty, so we'd just put comment there. And then if we wanted to check empty for something else, we could do name. And then what we could do is we could pass that down, so element. And then what we would do is say get element by ID, and we put the element in there. So then that would mean that we could actually reuse this function. I'm not sure if this is going to run. It probably should do. It's quite simplistic, but that's the reason why this sort of thing works, and why you should do it this way. It also just looks neater as well, so you know exactly what's going on. You know that when you're coming into validate form, you're running a function called check empty. That just kind of makes everything much easier to read for anyone coming in and having a look at it. Right, so there was another problem that we had with our form, which some of you might have come across when you had a look at the last episode. Now, if you type in some numbers in here, and I start typing characters, then that's fine. But if you go right back to that, you get nan, which is not very good. You also get it. Let's just clear this form. Firefox saves it there. If you just put characters in like that, straight away without numbers, and what's going on there is this is trying to say parse int. And if it fails to do that, it's going to return nan, which just basically means it's invalid. So what we can do, there is more elegant solutions to this, but what we're going to do is a nice easy way of doing this. We're just going to basically say if it returns nan, then we're going to make the number field 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to assign this value here to a variable. Let's call it number value, and just set it equal to parseInt there. And we'll set that equal to that. But what we're going to do in between here is we're going to say if is nan number value. So this essentially says is the number value equal to nan. It's just a built-in function. It just basically returns true if this is nan. If it isn't, then it will return false. And if it is, then we're going to take this variable and we're going to set it to 0. We're not going to take away 0, we're going to equal to 0. There we go. So that when it gets to this point where it's setting the value, it's going to be 0 instead of nan. So let's see if that works. Let's just save that and have a look. And there we go. So there we go. I've tried to put in different characters and it's just going straight to 0 instead of going to nan. There we go. So it passes, and then an integer won't have a 0 at the start, so as soon as it passes it puts in the characters like that. So that gets rid of that error. And that should conclude this episode. I mean, it's what we've done is just cleaned everything up a bit. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and follow along and subscribe and all that jazz. And just before I go, guys, I'd just like to take a second to thank my sponsor, Shopify. Now, Shopify have completely revolutionised the e-commerce marketplace and made things so much easier to do. Previously, if you'd use something like Magento or OpenCart, it's clunky, it's heavy, it's hard to work with, and if you don't know how to use it, then you need to get an expensive developer to work on it. With Shopify, on the other hand, you can have no experience with code, and then go on and create a beautiful looking website and start making money straight away. If you are a developer, then working with it is easy, even if you're just learning. You can modify the templates, so it's great. Follow the link in the description because that will give you a 14-day free trial, and I also get a little kickback as well. It helps the channel, helps you, helps everyone, and everyone's happy. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.